results in Welcome and also on Phillip Island, which scuppered his chances. But he's been enjoying himself lately, is Kenny. He's been showing we can catch one or two things. This, though, is a lap of the circuit. It's very similar to Rio and also to Welcome. Lots of twists and turns. And as I was saying, the riders haven't been impressed by the fact that the weather there has really made it very dicey indeed. One or two really big crashes in practice. Some of the riders going to make protests, in fact, about the state of the surface. And some of them, like Carrada, saying really they've never seen anything like it, and that in their opinion, improvements should have been made. You can see how tight and twisty this circuit is at Oscar Galvez. And by the way, this won't be the final venue for the final Grand Prix of next year. It's going back to Phillip Island. They've changed the itinerary round for next year, so this season ending in Argentina, but it won't be the same for next year. They'll be ending next year in Australia. So you're looking at this Oscar Galvez circuit, reminding you that Kenny Roberts is the man on pole, and on that front row with him, Okada, number 3, the world champion, Alex Crivier, and then Max Biaggi. Crivier crowns world champion in Rio, but not resting on his laurels this weekend. Had a big spill in practice yesterday, and Alex will be trying to round off the season in style. But can Kenny Roberts, the man who saw his title hopes really dashed in South Africa and also dashed in Australia, can he go out on a high note? He's been so superb in qualifying all through the year, and once again he's taken that Suzuki onto the first place position on the front row grid. Great performance by Kenny Roberts. And moving on onto the third row, Juan Borja, Alex Barros, John Kaczynski, and also Cardozo. That is a lap of Oscar Galvez. We do now have Toby and Dennis back online, and in a few moments' time, we'll be going back to them live at the circuit.
Sorry about the problems. We're back now live in Argentina, and it's Kenny Roberts who got his 5th pole position yesterday in final qualifying on the Suzuki. However, he fell on Friday morning when he touched one of the white lines. The rear just went on the white line, and he had a very frightening Duan-esque type of accident. But it's our Repsol Honda teammate to Alex Crivier, Tadej Okada, who gets second on the grid today.
Okada coming through second on the grid, and the Japanese rider who has signed with Honda will continue with Alex Crivier next year. Crivier third. Crivier, as we said, a victim of a white line crash himself, as Kenny Roberts crashed. And here you'll see Alex as he runs wide, a little bit of a white liner there, also off into the mud. Notice how he turns over on the track as he starts to heat up a bit. And there you see the on-bike camera, which continues to shoot to the end.
Max Biaggi is on the outside of the front row. He qualified exactly half a second slower than Roberts' pole position. Biaggi fighting back at this latter half of the season on the Yamaha, coming off a win from South Africa. Jürgen van der Gerberg heads off the second row of the grid in 5th position on the MUZ Weber. Just 0.64 of a second slower than Roberts.
And Norikabe, coming off a win in Brazil just a week ago, crashed in practice. Another victim of the white lines here, injured his left thumb, swollen left hand. Carlos Checa also crashed for the umpteenth time this season. Checa victim again. Watch him on the white line here. He'll just touch the white line and put on the brakes. Really shouldn't have been on that line, but those lines shouldn't be that slick.
7th position for Carlos Checa on the Yamaha, 0.7 of a second off the pole position of Kenny Roberts. Nobuatsu Aoki is on the outside of the second row, and then Borja is 9th.
With this unusual crash as he rides it off the track.
He was okay after that tumble.